Right, good afternoon. As always, please let me know if you can hear me and see me okay. I think the microphone is working. And welcome to another, these are becoming a regular thing now, Monday, 5 p.m, not GMT anymore because the clocks went back at the weekend, live unboxing videos. This week we're going to be covering the Magnificent and the Magnificent. Now, I've been a bit concerned about pronouncing this correctly, so I've looked it up this afternoon. And I think, apologies to any Norwegian people in the chat, but I think it is pronounced snow. I think this is simply an O. So here we go. Now, a little bit of a story about this game. Every year, more games come out than I'm able to cover, believe it or not. Hundreds and hundreds of games come out every year. This game originally came out 2019, so not that long ago, but I remember the essence spiel that this game came out. It was getting a huge amount of buzz. It was on my radar just beforehand. Everybody I know that had played it said it was really good. And yeah, it was one of those, and I even walked past the booth a couple of times, but that year, that Essen, I was absolutely run off my feet. I had no time to go and see anybody or anything else like that. So unfortunately, it was one of the games which didn't get seen by me the year it came out. And as I say, that happens to a lot of games. But recently, I've been having discussions with a porter because I really like Capital Lux. Capital Lux 2 has just come out. And I was in a conversation with them and they agreed that they'd send me a copy of it. I'll be covering that on the channel at some point later this year. And they said, oh, is there any other games you're interested in? And I was like, wait a minute, you're the people that made The Magnificent, aren't you? And they went like, yeah. And I was like, well, okay, I am interested in it because everybody that I know has said it's really, really good. So thank you very much to a porter for sending me The Magnificent and the expansion set. I'm just checking the chat to see. Okay, so it isn't an O, yeah. But when I looked it up, okay, I looked it up on the internet this afternoon and the internet lied to me. So it's an, like in, nah, that doesn't help me, Monica, I'm afraid. It's an O with a line through it, like in Ian. So it's an EA. Tom's here from Slicker Drips. I was going to say, now that Tom is here, this is just going to be an unboxing video. But Tom has actually done, Tom's a fan of the game. Tom has done a playthrough video and a final thoughts video on it. So go and check out the Slicker Drips channel if you want to see a playthrough of it. I will cover it at some point, but I don't know when. So let's cover the base game first. And apologies in advance because this is going to be one of those unboxings where I don't actually know that much about the game. So this isn't going to be very informative if you want to know about the game. It's more, let's have a look at what we've got in the box and I will tell you about a few things. Because I know a little bit about it. In that it is competitive, multiplayer, you're all wizards, there's dice drafting, there's an interesting dice drafting mechanism, and you're trying to get points and it's played over a few rounds. So there you go, there is the board. Oh, 2 playthroughs. Right, okay. It's pronounced like the vowel in bird, so it's an so it's snur. The Magnificent Snur, is that right? So Tom's done 2 playthroughs of it. There we go. When is the expansion out in the UK? That is a very good question. I don't know the answer to that. I did mention that I was doing this video to a porter. So if a porter games are in the chat, please let me know when the expansion out is out in the UK. Anyway, here is the board. French artist, I believe. Yeah, French artist. And let's have a look at the rest of the components. So these are player boards. I've heard that there is a Tetris element to the game. So I think you are placing pieces on your board here. There are 4 player boards. Now, a lot of the time, these boards are the really thin card. Now, these are thin, but they feel a bit thicker. Oh, I got it. I got the pronunciation right. Snur. Okay, there you go. These are 2-sided. So I'm not sure if it is basic on one side and asymmetric on the other side. Or it could just be a basic and an advanced side. But anyway, player boards. The punch boards. So we've got 4 sheets of punch board. I am going to do a punch test. I think these are the Tetris pieces. Let's just zoom in a minute. Is that this one? Yeah, that's this one. So let's do, oh yeah, so they're punching out okay. There you go. I've still not found the bits from the other time when I did this and I lost bits all over the place. But they're punching out fine. Thickness. Okay, so I'm bending these a little bit and The bend test, Paul's bend test, that's a new one. They are bending a little bit, so they are not on as thick as cardstock as I normally see. Normally, when you try and do this, they don't bend at all, but these are bending a little bit. Don't try this at home. Don't bend it. Anyway, you've got these bits. And yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. I tried to watch a bit of Tom's playthrough this afternoon, but got distracted with rule books. But I guess these go on here. And I do like a bit of Tetris myself. Feast for Odin is one of my favourite games, so I don't mind that. So we got 4 punch boards worth of stuff. Try a hammer. Oh, there's a solo mode as well. Yes. Right, we have some very pretty dice. I'll keep it zoomed in. Yeah, so these are really nice. Okay, I've actually got a side cam. I've got my little webcam set up, but I've never used this for a live stream, so this is a first. This is a little webcam that I've got. It's a C920, and I set it up today just to see if it was going to be of any use whatsoever. But anyway, there you go. We've got some very, very nice dice. I tell you what, these dice are so nice. I'm tempted to use these in other games. Yeah, so they're really nice. In fact, the webcam isn't really showing. This is quite a dark purple, but the webcam is showing it as quite a bit of a pink. Anyway, we've got some nice dice. We have some of these gems. These are the standard gems that you see in a lot of games these days. Let's just see how these come out on the side cam. Yeah, they're a bit more colourful. Yeah, so there you go. Lots of these gems. These gems refer to, I think, the colours of the dice. Yeah, and I think from the bit that I caught from Tom's playthrough is that the clear gems are wild. So I assume that the clear dice are wild as well. Now, wooden components. Now, Gnome has said that the wooden components have a funny smell and that you had to wash them and then leave them out to dry. So I'm going to have a smell test. We've never had a smell test live before. No, they're okay. Yeah. Now, I don't know if this is a later printing or not, or if there's some problem with the first printing, but yes, you are seeing it here. You are seeing small Paul smelling wooden components. No, I'm not smelling anything odd from those. So you have top hats. Any game with top hats is always good. Player colours, red, blue, yellow, black, because the base game is for 4 players. We'll cover the expansion in a minute. But yeah, some standard components there. And we've got these little wagons, whatever these are. Cards. 2 packs of cards. Let's have a look at the packs of cards. See if I can get into them without breaking my nails. Okay. Yeah, 2 packs of cards. I'm not going to open. Oh, come on. My hand. That bit of tape is stuck on my hand. It isn't coming off. Get off. Right. Okay. So, in fact, let's look at the side cam. Let's look at the cards. Yeah, I quite like this side cam. The quality's not that good because it's taste the components. Yeah, yeah. No, that'll come later in the week. So yeah. So these are the cards. Thickness of the cards. Yeah, these are fine. You might want to sleeve them. I'm not saying they need sleeving, but I know a lot of people like sleeving. Ah, right. So a porter is here. The designer is here. Still working on getting it to the UK. There's been some interest from a distributor, but not an order yet. But you can buy it from Matago's shop, who ship to the UK. Right, there you go. So Matago, French company, they are the partner of a porter, and they will ship to the UK. So yeah, quite a few cards in the game. Different types of cards. Let's go back to the other camera. So we've got these cards, Master cards. I'm sure this card is not. Yeah, we've got some adverts. There we go. Capital Lux 2 adverts. As I say, I'll be covering that later on. Reference cards, always useful. And some other cards. As I say, I wish I knew more about this. Yeah, so the cards, lots of cards, and they're a good thickness as well. Right, now one of the things that does come with this game, now this is very unusual. Normally, you have to buy storage solutions extra that come with games. This game comes with one. So it's actually got, included in the box itself, as well as all of these Ziploc bags, so thank you very much for putting Ziploc bags in your game, it's actually got one of these. So you can use this to store some of the components. I don't know exactly what components go in there. Let's have a look at the rulebook and see if it says what should go in there. Yep. Okay, so you actually store these in the tray. Okay, so that's good that they give you the tray to do that. So it suggests it goes that way up. Those ones will go there. Those ones will go there, etc., etc. I'm not going to put them all away, but you get the idea that this tray actually holds all of the stuff there. Yeah, so that's really good. And there's a cover on it as well, which means all the pieces are not going to fly out while it's in the box. There you go. So in terms of the rule book, I will give you my opinion on the rule book once I've had a read through it, but that is not that long. So we've got the first page. I mean, this is always the best thing I like in a game. Any game that doesn't have an itemized components list with images already loses a few points in my scoring system that I just made up. So yeah, so that's a good start. We've got general setup, which is good. Images, arrows pointing to it, that's all good. We got player setup, that's good. So literally we have one page of that, one page of general setup, one page of player setup. Then we have gameplay, the actions that you can do, building, traveling, and performing. We have the trainer abilities, and we have round end and game end. So this, and then card scoring summary on the back. Right. This looks like a relatively short rule book. I'm surprised. Now, not that I knew much about the game going into it, but I had an idea that this was a medium weight Euro game, and I think it is a medium weight Euro game, but what I'm saying, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing, the core rules of the game are here on 2 pages. So this looks like one of those games where the rules overhead is fairly low, but the depth is in the gameplay. For those people watching who know about this game, let me know. Have I got that right? Is that right? Or has 8 pages of this rulebook fallen out for some reason? But it looks relatively easy. Now, what that means is that the chance of me getting to the table are higher because it isn't going to take me that long. And as I mentioned, there is a solo game mode. So this game is going to appear. Where are we now? We're now at the end of March. So this game is going to appear on my Patreon supporters vote for next month. Every month I do at least one solo playthrough. I'm actually doing about 3 or 4 at the moment, if not more. And my Patreon supporters will be voting on which games I'm going to be doing solo playthroughs of in the next month. So this game is going to appear on the voting list for next month, and it will be down to my patrons as to whether I cover it or not. This is another thing I like as well, right? Inside of the box, a nice little picture, right? It's just one of those things. It's a nice to have. It's totally unnecessary, but I like it. I like my games to look pretty, and this shows, yeah, just a little bit more attention to detail and care. So yeah, there you go. We're all cool. So the rulebook definitely doesn't reflect the depth of the game, but that's not a problem. So what you're saying, Ross, I think you're agreeing, is that there is more depth to the game than you might think from just a couple of pages of rules. Okay, cool. Right. Next. Expansion. So the game, as I say, is generally well regarded. So it's of no surprise that an expansion has come out. Now, I will not be using the expansion the first time I play the game. I'm always a big believer in playing the game by the basic rules first. But there is an expansion out there for people who want it. So this basically introduces Snur. Is that right? A new performer with her own camp tiles and poster cards. And it takes the game up to 5 players. Now that's my next question for those people in the chat. Oh, can you see a close-up of the hat pieces? Yes, you can. My next question for people in the chat. What is the best player count for this game? Is it 1, 2, 3 or 4? Let me know. Vote now. Anyway, there's the hat pieces. So yes, these are nice top hats, and these are quite big. You can see there, size of my finger. Okay, so yeah, these are quite big. Another game that has top hat pieces, Last Will from CGE, but these are bigger hat pieces than the ones in CGE. So there you go. Right, expansion. New trainer tiles, master board modules. So yeah, basically it goes up to 5 players and it's extra stuff. So we have a rule book in 3 different languages, 4 different, oh no, 2 different languages. We've got English and French, and we have an appendix in English and French. Okay. I'm assuming this is relatively short. Yeah, player setup, changes to gameplay, round end, and a solo mode here as well. And there is a master board module. So there's the expansion set, and there is a master board module in addition to that. That's good. So we have a 5th player. So we've got some grey pieces. We have some extra gems, because you'll need extra gems with 5 players. And we have some extra dice, because you'll need extra dice with 5 players. We have some new punch boards. We have these new type of tiles. Okay, so these white ones here. This is the master board module, if you want to use that. We've got some extra normal bits. And one thing I'm going to check, I'm just going to check the colour consistency. I don't think this matters in this game, unlike it in some other games, but I'm just curious to see what the colour consistency is like between printings. So the ones from the expansion are a bit lighter, but as I say, in this game, I don't think it matters at all that they are slightly different. So there we go. That was just more out of curiosity. And 2 more player boards. Now that's interesting, because in the original game there were 4 player boards, and we've now, and I know the expansion takes it up to 5 players, but we've got 2 new player boards. So are they asymmetric? Just having a look at them now. Yes, they are. Right, okay, so more variation on your player boards. Yeah, I'm just looking at these bits here, the bits that you cover over. There you go. Punch boards, same quality. Yeah, they're punching out really well. I need to be careful. I need to make sure that the expansion stuff goes in the expansion box so that I don't lose it. Right. Monopoly top hat. Yes. Gnome says, very nice, much nicer than the old ones that you have. Oh, so have they changed the top hats between printings then? Ross says he's played 1 player and 2 player, but feels that it would scale very well. And I know Tom from Slicker Drips has played probably 1 player and 2 player as well. Low player interaction, so it should scale well with any player count. Okay. Yeah. There we go. We are all done. So as I say, future content for this game. I will be putting it up on my Patreon supporters to vote on for next month as a solo playthrough. I am keen to play it multiplayer as well, but like many people, we're still in lockdown, and the number of games that I have to play with other people when they come round has been steadily increasing for the last year. You know, so I'll get to it at some point. I don't know when, but I will get to it. And as I say, I'm excited, right? In a way, because I've got so many games on the backlog of games to play through, I'm actually not saying yes to publishers now who are wanting to send me games to cover on the channel. Well, that might sound like I'm in a a really advantageous position. Oh, great, I'm getting publishers sending me free games. It's not as simple as that, because I have this pile of 30 games that I need to cover on the channel, because otherwise I feel bad. If somebody sends me a game, I want to cover it. And the number of games has been building up and up and up, and I've not been able to cover them all. So when they said, oh, would you like a copy of The Magnificent as well, I was torn. Because A, I don't want to feel guilty for not covering it on the channel, but B, I know how many people have said this is a great game. And from the people who have told me that it's a great game, I know that their taste in games is similar to mine. So yeah, so that's why I said yes. So thank you very much to Aporta Games for sending me this copy. I promise I will cover it on the channel. I just don't know when. And it might even be a solo playthrough for next month. I think that's everything. So as I say, if you can't wait and you want to see a playthrough of it, go and check out Tom's Slicker Drips channel. He's done 2 playthroughs of it, and he's given his final thoughts. And Tom, I think your first video that you did was just before Essen Spiel 2019, just before it actually got released, because you got an advanced copy. But yeah, we are all done. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you're not watching this live, Please remember to click like, leave me a comment, and all of that usual stuff. And thank you very much to all of my Patreon supporters that basically make this channel possible. I know this is only a simple unboxing video, but I'm producing a lot of content at the moment, and it's funded through the Patreon campaign. So yeah, if you like the content that I create and you want to support me, check out the Patreon page, patreon.com/gaming rules. And as mentioned, it's my producers and hire who get to vote on what games I'm going to be covering on the channel. So if there is a solo playthrough of this next month, it will be my Patreon supporters who you have to thank for that. We're all done. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you next time.
Gaming Rules is proudly sponsored by Game Toppers, upgrading your gaming experience. Visit GameToppersLLC.com.